Hello everyone. Did you know that axolotls can regrow entire limbs, spinal cords, hearts, and even parts of their brains without scarring? And that the immortal jellyfish can revert its cells to an earlier stage of development, effectively resetting its life cycle and escaping death under certain conditions? What? Mantis shrimp deliver punches at speeds of 50 miles per hour, generating enough force to break glass. Dung beetles can pull over 1,000 times their own body weight, and some beetles can even eject a boiling toxic chemical spray. Okay, beetles, if all you need is love, then why the boiling toxic spray? If other living beings powered by source energy are capable of such incredible abilities, then isn't it possible that human beings may also be capable of amazing abilities? Would you believe it if someone told you they are immune to electrocution or venomous snake bites, can eat light bulbs or plastic without harm, slice a speeding BB bullet with a sword, bend a hammer with their bare hands, run 350 miles without stopping or getting tired, lift over 6,000 pounds, or hold their breath for 24 minutes? Many might say, yes, I can believe that, because such abilities are often showcased in stunts, talent competitions, or entertainment shows. The reason why people can believe in those abilities is because those are abilities that can be observed and experienced through their physical senses, and can even be tested using scientific equipment and methods. However, it becomes much harder for people to believe in abilities that they cannot directly observe or experience for themselves. This chapter is about those mystical superhuman abilities. Before we proceed, please watch videos number 17 through 29 to fully grasp the context of this chapter. Remember, all our chapters are sequentially numbered and listed on YouTube as a playlist. This is our last chapter in the Foundation series, and it's going to be a little bit different. When Soni and I first ventured into the spiritual industry, we met a healer named Jennifer. Before she became a spiritual healer, she was a brilliant molecular biologist. Her scientific work had garnered significant attention, leading to features in several prominent publications. She told us about her mystical light experience, which gave her the ability to facilitate energy healing for people. While we didn't fully understand everything she described at the time, she seemed honest, so we trusted her. Not long after, I developed some acute pain and decided to reach out to her. Over the phone, she started her healing process, chanting a series of seemingly random words that didn't make any logical sense. Yet, within minutes, I started feeling various sensations in the affected area, and then my pain just vanished entirely. I was left in awe, struggling to comprehend what had just occurred. Out of sheer excitement, I started sharing my experience with my friends. Soon after that, my friend Olivia visited Jennifer in person. During her session, Olivia's late grandmother delivered her favorite recipe in her native language through Jennifer. We were baffled, but also amazed by these extraordinary experiences. Jennifer became the talk of the town in our friend circle. We spent time with her often, always amazed by her stories. She shared how, after her light experience, she went months without eating food and could absorb knowledge simply by holding books. Her presence was soothing, and many of us scheduled regular sessions with her and benefited from her various mystical abilities. As time went on, one day out of the blue, Olivia called me with a concerning report that something was wrong with Jennifer and I should check on her. So I did. When I spoke with her, she appeared to be struggling to cope with her gifts in this physical time-space reality. She faced challenges that others did not. She couldn't go to a supermarket without being overwhelmed by the scent of cleaning chemicals. She couldn't eat produce without tasting the pesticides on it. Her heightened sensitivities made it difficult for her to hold traditional jobs, and even her marriage had crumbled. Being a sensitive tuner of energy, she could feel any negativity around her, and living in a busy apartment complex made it difficult for her to find peace. Most of her clients were vibrationally far apart from her, which further contributed to the challenges as she worked to clear them. It was heartbreaking to witness someone so gifted having to deal with such unique challenges and not be able to assist because her situation was beyond our understanding at that time. That is no longer the case now that we allow Source. Here is another example that was shared by a very well-known channel. She once attended a large seminar where the speaker was teaching a specific topic. He asked everyone in the room to focus on a negative or traumatic experience. As the entire audience simultaneously focused on that, she immediately felt sick and had to leave the room to restore herself. This example highlights several important details. Number 1. Thoughts emit a vibration, and she was able to feel that. When everyone in the room focused on something negative, the collective vibrations created a tsunami of negative energy, which she felt with overwhelming intensity. This is why it is common for sensitive tuners of energy to retreat to nature, build barriers, or limit their social interactions to the individuals of harmonious energy. And number 2, everything in manifested reality is energy vibrating at specific frequencies. While others in the room who were not sensitive tuners and did not experience the negative energy as the channel did, are they still affected by it? Think about this. Sometimes people experience unknown anxieties, fears, or sadness without really knowing why. Could it be that they are picking it up from the collective energy soup? Now, take a look at this picture to make sense of these examples. As you may recall from video number 25, we introduced the concept of vibrational islands in that chapter. As one's consciousness ascends these vibrational islands, it allows for an increasing flow of source energy to pour in. Consequently, everything in their lives begins to improve significantly. When their consciousness reaches vibrational island 1, they can experience the peak of love, joy, and happiness while still remaining fully grounded in the physical time-space reality. This picture graphically represents someone on vibrational island 1, the physical dimension, looking at vibrational island 0, the non-physical dimension where source resides. Imagine that these two dimensions are connected by a mystical bridge that you see in the picture. If one's consciousness elevates further beyond Island 1, it begins to travel across the mystical bridge into the non-physical dimension. This is when things become interesting. The more it crosses into the non-physical dimension, the more their mystical abilities begin to unfold. At the same time, the further they detach from the physical time-space reality. For some, this detachment can make navigating the physical reality very challenging, depending on their physical constitution and the unique nature of their abilities. The examples we shared highlight some of the common challenges faced by individuals whose consciousness has elevated beyond the physical dimension. What makes it worse is when a child has to endure these challenges. The collective consciousness is always expanding, and more people are waking up. Consequently, some children are born with evolved consciousness resulting in various abilities. Currently, our society is not equipped to offer them clear guidance. Instead of cultivating their gifts and unlocking their potential, many face mistreatment, rejection, and trauma. We live in a world where it is normal to discuss brutality, hatred, or extremely negative topics, yet conversations about mystical abilities are generally dismissed as woo-woo. We may have heard of clairvoyance, astral projection, precognition, channeling, psychokinesis, mediumship, remote viewing, clairaudience, and more, but do we really understand it from a scientific viewpoint? We know the challenges of becoming sensitive tuners firsthand from our own experiences. Our sensitivity deepened even further as we evolved beyond channeling. Unlike Jennifer, We were fortunate to receive clear verbal guidance from Source on how to navigate our situation. Many, however, are not so fortunate. That is why it is our desire to assist the gifted by creating a central repository of knowledge, a space where gifted individuals can come together under the guidance of both Source and science to explore, understand, and enhance their abilities. It's important to recognize that what is often dismissed as woo-woo is something that simply hasn't been explored, explained, or normalized through the lens of science. Our vision is to cultivate an environment where human potential is unlocked, evaluated, explained, understood, and enhanced using scientific methods. We believe this represents an opportunity to alleviate human suffering. What do we mean by that? Let us share a couple of examples. Take a look at these pictures. A wonderful being came to our retreat with a phobia of birds. From the very start, she was open, receptive, teachable, and willing to embrace transformation. Through the powerful energy shifts that unfolded during the retreat, her phobia of birds dissolved. She even formed a special bond with two elegant black swans, who returned on the final day of the retreat in a heartwarming turn of events to bid her a touching farewell.
Give me a heart! Oh my God! Ah! Ah!
Just recently, she shared this message with our WhatsApp group. As you can see, she's okay with birds now. Can you imagine the freedom and the joy of moving beyond a lifelong fear so swiftly? Now, imagine a world where we have alleviated suffering around the topic of death. A world where losing a loved one is no longer associated with pain, trauma, or grief. We all know that the loss of a child is unbearable for parents. What is the value if these parents could interact with them vibrationally as vividly as if they were alive? Do you know that there are people on planet Earth right now interacting with their dearly departed in this manner? They'll tell you that their relationships with the dearly never departed are even better and more heartfelt because vibrational interactions are way more fulfilling due to the absence of resistance. Just so you know, someone at our retreat had such a visit from a loved one, and it was profound. Now, let's push this a little further. Can you imagine a world where scientific and codified methods for communicating with the dearly never departed are taught in schools alongside other subjects? I'll ask again. What would be the value of alleviating suffering around the topic of death? And then widening the scope and applying the same approach to other areas of human suffering. Think about that. That's it for this chapter. Before we conclude, we're excited to share some important updates designed to better serve you and make our resources more accessible. Number 1. Free Q&A with Source. We've heard from many of you across different countries and time zones who couldn't attend our free video calls. To ensure that everyone has access to the wisdom of Source at their convenience, you can now submit your questions anonymously and free of charge through our website's contact form. The answers to those questions will be shared as YouTube videos. Number 2. Private sessions. For those seeking more personalized guidance, we're now offering limited slots for paid private sessions. If you're interested, just reach out using the contact form on our website. Number 3. Quantum resistance clearing. At our last retreat, Source performed a powerful group resistance clearing similar to the method Jennifer used to release my acute pain. Since then, we've received requests for additional clearings. Here's our perspective on that. Having Source clear your resistance is like pushing the easy button or taking a shortcut to get to your destination. Our preference is to teach you how to release resistance organically. However, We understand that at times you may require a helping hand under certain overwhelming circumstances. In such cases, we are willing to offer this quantum resistance clearing for a fee. If you feel you're in a bind and need additional help, then reach out via the same contact form on our website. Number 4. Exclusive discounts. To show appreciation for our community, we are offering special discounts on paid sessions. Our WhatsApp group members that are actively participating in calls, questions, and sharing the wisdom of Source will receive a discount. Also, the Inner Circle members will enjoy a much larger discount. In summary, we are now offering free Q&A sessions with Source, as well as paid private sessions and quantum resistance clearing sessions. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey with us. After a brief pause to focus on our business matters, we will soon begin building the foundation for wellness. Wishing you a fantastic new year filled with joy, growth, and the fulfillment of your most cherished dreams.
Thank you, Matt, for sharing this information. Sharing is caring. Share this video with 7 people and septuple your luck today.
This publication is protected by U.S. and international copyright laws with all rights reserved. It is free to share and only personal, non-commercial use in its original form without any edits is allowed. For commercial use permit, visit SoniMattandSource.com. No part of this publication may be reproduced by any mechanical, photographic, or electronic process, or in the form of a phonographic recording, nor may it be stored in a retrieval system, transmitted, or otherwise be copied for public or private use, other than for fair use as brief quotations embodied in articles and reviews without prior written permission of the publisher. The creators of this publication do not dispense medical advice or prescribe the use of any technique as a form of treatment for physical or medical problems without the advice of a physician, either directly or indirectly. Any information in this publication is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Consult your physician before beginning any diet, nutrition, or fitness plan or lifestyle changes. The intent of the creators is only to offer information of a general nature to help you in your quest for emotional and spiritual well-being. In the event you use any of the information in this publication for yourself, the creators and the publisher assume no responsibility for your actions, and you agree to release the creators and the publisher from any and all liabilities.